Grüß Gott, which is hello in German. I said that I'd upload a video, and since the one last night didn't upload, I decided to make a new one today, and I'll just upload it here to YouTube and then just share the link with you guys, basically. The video that I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of summarize Deep Nutrition, the book that I've been reading this summer, Why Your Genes Need Traditional Food, by Catherine Shanahan. I'm just going to do the intro today because I did the video yesterday and it was 20 minutes long when I did the intro and chapter 1. So I'll cut it down, try and make it shorter because I don't think anyone is interested in watching a 20-minute video yet. Anyway. Basically, I'll give you a background on her. She trained at Cornell University's molecular biology program, where she learned how nutrients direct physiologic growth. She has continued to study nutrition and alternative medicine since residency training in Tucson, Arizona, and Dr. Shanahan's lectures have revolutionized how fellow medical professionals think about nutrition and health. So how she got started in nutrition was that she herself had health problems while she was running track. She had shin splints and bad soft connective tissue, basically. So she was curious why medicine and doctors and specialists couldn't help her. So she decided to do her own research, basically, and get into nutrition and genetics. I'll just start right away with the intro. The very first line of the introduction actually says, "This book describes the diet to end all diets." And she says that she knows it's lofty, but it's not because she's describing one diet. That's the thing about this book. This book is the first to identify and describe the commonalities between all the most successful nutritional programs people the world over have depended on for millennia to protect their health and encourage the birth of healthy babies. So basically, she's taken good, excellent nutritional programs like the Mediterranean and the French, or the Okinawan, which is O-K-I-N-A-W-A-N, and she's found the commonalities between all of them, which are the 4 pillars of world cuisine. And those pillars that she has classified as are, sorry, I've got to find it here. Here we go. The 4 pillars of world cuisine are 1, meat cooked on the bone; 2, organs and offal, or like the nasty bits, you know, like cartilage, stuff like that, that most of us are disgusted when we think about eating those; 3, fresh, raw, plant and animal products; and 4, which is better than fresh, it's fermented and sprouted stuff. I know I posted a link earlier that said something about fermented vegetables, and back in the springtime I'm definitely going to try and do that for sure. So besides the 4 pillars, what also this book will be talking about in later chapters, so there'll be more detailed explanations about this stuff, is epigenetics, which is a relatively new field of study. It talks about how it's the new science, where there used to be an old model back when they did the Human Genome Project. The old model was that the reason that people have, say, poor eyesight or different ailments like that, or why some people develop cancer, is that your genes simply had mutations in them, like Mother Nature messed up when she's copying your genes from your parents, and that it was just those random mutations and it was just luck of the draw whether you got them or not. But the new model, which is epigenetics, has now shown that our health depends on our ancestors' health, basically. So it's not just what you've done from birth, like your genes aren't static, they don't just never change. Our genes actually have a sort of intelligence, and they will change according to the world around us. That's how we're able to adapt and how we're able to stay healthy in different situations. And the reason that these genes go bad, actually, is because of either toxins or nutrient imbalances. And toxins could be anything from smog or alcohol, cigarettes, something like that, or even we can internally produce toxins from like high levels of stress or something like that. Our body can actually make toxins too. And so basically everything that you do, like drink or eat or breathe or think or do, exercise, affects your genes and how your genes transform across your entire ancestry, basically. She talks a lot about genetic wealth genetic inheritance, and genetic momentum. So you can see people who've been smoking cigarettes and they don't get lung cancer. That's most likely it's because they have great genetic momentum, because their ancestors ate so well and had such good genes that they're able to abuse these good genes for a time and it won't really show up. But in the next generation, the effects will show up and they will be magnified. You can see how that plays out. Besides, that was epigenetics. Besides that, we're also going to be talking about the link between beauty and health, and how there's a doctor named Dr. Stefan Marquardt, which is Marquardt, if you want to look him up, and he has something called Marquardt's mask, which is a, he came up with this mask that basically fits over everyone's typically beautiful face. So like supermodels, their face matches almost exactly, like across all cultures, doesn't matter anything like that, or your ancestry, they fit this face. It's this, the relation between like different points, and it's all about math and geometry kind of. And Marquardt's mask shows how the perfect human face is the inevitable result of a person's body growing in accordance with the mathematical rules of nature. I'll talk about that in chapter 2. There's a huge chapter on it, and I'll show you the pictures of the mask and stuff like that, and it's pretty interesting. We'll also talk about Dr. Weston A. Price, who was a dentist who was concerned about all of his patients who had crowding and had to get braces and their teeth weren't forming correctly, and he was wondering why that was happening so often now, because he knew that in the past our ancestors had good teeth. All the dental records, you have straight teeth and they fit well in the jaw, and your jaws are well developed, and there was no deformities basically. So he traveled the world and studied ancient skulls and people who are still living. He studied their teeth and found that those who eat a traditional diet that follow closely the 4 pillars, they have better formed jaws and their teeth are not crooked, they don't have as many dental deformities basically. We'll also talk about we'll also talk about I blanked out. Hang on. Here it is. Oh yeah, we'll talk about why the language of food, and why counting calories and the ratio of like carbs to proteins to fats doesn't make sense, because food is more of a language that conveys like what the outside environment is doing, and that's how and why your genes turn on and off at certain points. I'll read one of the last paragraphs in the introduction, so you'll basically get what the entire theme of the book and these videos will be. When you have finished reading this book, you will have completely revised the way you think about food. We're going to do away with calorie counting and struggling to find the perfect ratio of carbs to protein to fat. These terms aren't useful because they say nothing about what really matters about your food. Food is like a language, an unbroken information stream that connects every cell in your body to an aspect of the natural world. The better the source and the more undamaged the message, when it arrives to your cells, the better your health will be. If you eat a properly cooked steak from an open-range, grass-fed cow, then you're receiving information not only about the health of that cow's body, but about the health of the grasses from which it ate and the soils from which those grasses grew. So basically, like, the same thing goes for a fish. Like, when you eat fish, your body is receiving information about the microenvironment of the sea. And when you eat, like, land animals, your body is receiving information about the microenvironment of that land. So when you eat processed junk, the message gets all mixed up and garbled, and your body responds to it in different ways, and that's why your genes turn on and off, and you have different kind of mutations. She will also talk about how when you eat well, you're not only affecting your health, you'll have normalized fat distribution, remission from diseases and things like that, and you'll also won't have the damaging effects of aging as much. You'll also help your children, and so on and so forth, and the next generation. So it's important. What you eat now will affect your ancestry line, basically. That's pretty much it. Excuse the stutters and the pauses. I've done this like 7 times trying to get the video to upload. So if you guys have questions, post them, feel free to comment, whatever you want. And if you guys want to make a video about anything relating to Primal Feast, whether it be CrossFit or yoga, just something basically to discuss, just make it as long as you want, preferably like about 5 minutes or more. It doesn't have to be 10 at all. But that's about it, and I hope the States are good, because Italy is seriously spectacular. Bye guys.